Hello and welcome. My name is Mishka Kuma, and today I am bringing you my guide on how to earn over 100,000 bronze per hour while multiboxing. Just one quick note, multiboxing is allowed as long as you are not using a program to mirror key presses across different clients. But using two accounts and alt tabbing between them while playing them manually is perfectly fine. So this method does require a secondary account. It can be on the same BattleNet, and I highly recommend it being on the same BattleNet as appearances, mounts, pets, and toys are all shared across the same BattleNet. So any bronze you earn on this secondary account can be used to purchase items and learn items that will be shared with your main account. The only thing you'll need is a membership on this account. You cannot be a free trial. You can play time running, time walking on a free trial account, but you are limited to the level 20 cap. Now, there are two different methods for boosting. If you already have enough level 80 or enough alts on your main account, you can use your main account's character and boost alts on the secondary account, which would then become just dead alts. However, if you want to boost alts and level alts on your main account, you will have to prep, level up, gear up an alt on your secondary account, which will take about 7 to 10 days, running all the raids each day. However, this can be done while working on your main tune as well, so it's not necessarily a loss of time, although it can be quite an annoyance. There are a couple of different characters you can make your boosting account. My recommendations would either be Demon Hunter, Boomkin, or Death Knight. Demon Hunter would be pure speed, while Death Knight would be pure safety. Having a battle res is very important. We'll go all over that later on. However, I feel like a great compromise between the two would be to level a druid. That would offer you a good amount of speed as well as having that battle res. Prepping your alt character to boost takes about 7 to 10 days. It depends on how much time you want to put into it each day. If you have a lot of time, running normal, heroic, and mythic of each raid would be the fastest way to get that tune geared up and ready. You're going to want to have about 200% verse as well as being 740 item level. I suspect that will take you about 7 days. Although, if you want to take it a little bit slower and easier on yourself, you can have it ready in about 14 days by just running each raid on Mythic each day. The nice thing about this method is this can be done alongside working on your main tune. If you just group up with your main tune, you can queue up and you can just leave your boosting character AFK in the raid, and all of the items will be mailed to you after the end of each raid. Essentially, it comes down to, do you want to have a bunch of alts on your main account, or do you not want any alts? So if you need alts on your main account, you will want to level up a boosting character on a secondary account, and vice versa. If you don't care about having alts on your main account, you can just use your main character once he gets up to about 200% verse to boost alts on a secondary account. Ideally, when you're leveling alts, you will want the same faction as your boosting character, as well as your boostee, and a 2-person mount. That's simply for ease. You can only ride on a 2-person mount if you're the same faction. It's not essential, but it does make life easier once you do the Mythic 0 phase. And how you're going to want to start out is, once you make your character, you're going to go into the Infinite Bazaar. You're going to pick up some of the daily quests that you can do. You're going to go pick up Uniting the Isles, which unlocks world quests. I like to head to Asuna, and I like to complete these 2 open world bonus objectives. They're here every time, and once you have 400% experience, completing these 2 bonus objectives gets you to about level 22. If you're not at 400% experience, you may need to go complete a 3rd bonus objective, or just complete some world quests in the area. Once you hit level 20, you can start doing a world tour to boost your character. You're going to want to start with Emerald Nightmare, as that will be the only one unlocked at level 20. So the importance for running a world tour and leveling is your character needs to be alive when the boss dies. That's why I like playing as a Death Knight or a Boomkin. That will allow you to potentially battle res your ults back alive right before the boss dies. That way it can secure XP. Emerald Nightmare. Usually most bosses die before anything harmful will happen to your ult. But once you get up to the main central area, that little circle that you use to go to Cenarius, you can actually leave your ult there for the 4 portal bosses. Just make sure once your group heads to Cenarius, you do take your ult down into Cenarius and similarly down to the last boss. After Emerald Nightmare, we'll head to Trial of Valor. If you have near 400% experience or at 400% experience, you can actually skip Trial of Valor. But Trial of Valor is a very quick and easy 3 bosses. Gives a little bit of XP. Similarly, it's very important in Trial of Valor. After you kill the first boss, make sure you bring your ult down into the underworld and make sure it comes into the portal so it can see the dog boss. If it can't see the dog boss, it won't get XP. After TOV, we're going to head to Nighthold. The first boss in Nighthold is quite deadly. As long as you hide your ult behind one of the crystals that come up, it should be safe. But again, having a battle res ready for that boss helps a lot, or some kind of immunity on your ult. After you killed the first boss and the second boss, you're going to head all the way up to this big central courtyard. You can leave your ult parked in that courtyard and it will get XP for all the bosses around it. It's just the last 2 bosses, Elisand and Gul'dan. It will not receive credit if it is not in those instances. I would recommend, if you're a high enough experience gain, to go ahead and skip Elisand and Gul'dan. Elisand has a very long role play, and it's quite a long run from the previous boss. So leaving the raid at that point and heading to the next raid would be a lot quicker than waiting for that one boss of XP. And Gul'dan does not give XP on normal mode, since he actually does not die in the fight. He just kind of escapes. So it's a lot of time for just one boss of XP. And my recommendation would just be to leave as soon as you kill that last boss and head it to Tombs of Sargeras. Tombs of Sargeras is also very easy. Some of the bosses will kill your ult. Primarily the first boss can be a little deadly. The rest of them are pretty safe. Just make sure you keep your character with you. The last 3 bosses, once everybody congregates back in the middle and they head down that central stairway, the bomb boss those bombs will explode during the fight and they will wipe your ult no matter where they're at. So having a battle res for that fight is very important. Just make sure neither of your characters get down, knocked down into the pit. And the second fight after that, Fallen Avantar, similarly, they're probably going to die on that. Try and battle res them right before the platform's going to explode. And if they have some kind of immunity, or just hope the boss dies really quickly and they're not going to get killed by AoE. And then the final fight, same thing. Probably not going to live the final fight, but hopefully at this point you will be max level. If you're not, you may just need to come back the next day and do it again. Once your character's level 80, you guys can head back and start doing a Mythic Zero World Tour. I would complete all the dungeons except for Karazhan. Make sure you're doing it on Mythic difficulty. Once you finish that, you should have received a little bit over 300,000 bronze. And the way the math works on that is doing each of the raids on normal difficulty. Your main character will get about 1,000 to 1,200 bronze per boss that it loots. If you bring your boosty along with you and you have your boosty loot the bosses as well, which I would recommend to do, and that'll be per boss. There's about 25 bosses. If you skip Trial of Valor and you skipped Elisand and Gul'dan and Nighthold, that does give you about 25 bosses, and so you'll get about 25k bronze per character. That's if each character loots both of them. So you're looking at about 50,000 bronze plus a little bit of bronze here and there from quests. You can expect about 60,000 bronze just leveling your character up to 80. If you have a high XP gain, this should take you a little under 2 hours. Really the hardest part about leveling your ult is getting into groups. But having a character who has a very high item level, over 700, almost guarantees you'll get accepted into any group. So again, this can all be done without an alt. The alt just makes it easier and safer. After completing all the raids and getting to level 80, you'll do a Mythic Zero World Tour. For me, I just leave my alt parked at the entrance and I run my main account through killing all the bosses as quickly as possible. If you are really powerful and you can kill things easily, you can drag your ult along just to loot bosses for boss bronze. I don't think it's necessarily worth it. I think it slows me down too much, and I have plenty of ults where I will be able to get plenty of bronze. But that is up to you to min-max. Simply for completing each dungeon on Mythic difficulty, you will get 22.5 thousand bronze per Mythic Zero, simply off of the achievement rewards on your character. So you're looking at about a 250k bronze for completing all 11 Mythic Zeros, and you'll get about another 45,000 bronze from your main character looting all the bosses. So all in all, doing a Mythic Zero World Tour, once you get quite good at it, and if your character's over 250% verse, it should only take you about an hour and a half to do. That includes time flying between each Mythic dungeon. So in total, you're looking at 250,000 bronze from Mythic dungeon completions. You're looking at 50,000 bronze from your boosting character looting all the bosses in the Mythic Zero. And you're looking anywhere between 25,000 to 50,000 bronze running your raids and leveling your character up to 80. Once you're a high enough XP gain and you get good at running the Mythic World Tour, you can look to earn about 300 to 350,000 bronze in a little over 3 hours, resulting in 100k bronze per hour. I hope this helped. If you guys liked the video like this, please subscribe. I have a new series for World of Warcraft coming out very soon, so please keep your eyes peeled for that. I won't tease too much about that, but again, I appreciate everybody watching. I hope this helped. If you have any questions, feel free to comment. I will try and help and answer as much as I can. And good luck on Remix.